Dylan, Tony Gray, Roger Martin, Jonathan Lampros, Gary Cohen, Braden Walters. Holy smokes, we got the hitters on the call. Isaac Fisher, good morning. Look at all you guys, man. All you guys show up to Twin Tuesday every week, and I think it's because you count on us to jog your mind a little bit, get you thinking a little bit, and go deep on what matters, man. And today I got some heat for you guys, man. I was really thinking about something and something heavy on my heart. Sometimes we got to have fun conversations. Sometimes we have to have serious conversations. If you're new to Twin Tuesday, let me tell you what you're going to have to expect. Number one, what's the top rule that you have to have at Twin Tuesday? You better be smiling. You better be having fun. And you better be swimming towards the damn life raft. Which means it's your responsibility when you find something and I'm throwing you the life raft and I'm sitting here and I'm giving you something that's going to help you change your life to swim towards it. Don't kick and scream and swim away from it. Swim towards the thing, put it on, and go change your damn life. So what we do on Twin Tuesday is we make sure that we're always leveling up, and we do it in a community that's freaking amazing, man. We got the best community in the world. We got the best lives in the world. And we all on this call believe that we can be the top 1% in our business. And we don't just believe it, we're going out and we're actually doing it. So I'm excited because the reason why Andy chose Ian and I to do these calls, for those of you guys that are new, is we're always scaling up our lives. We are starving and hungry to scale the Elliott Group, to do cooler things, to do better things, to impact more lives, to have better lives ourselves. So the reason why most of you have followed us that have been killing it for years is because we are always getting better, and we will never be like the rest of the world, the other 99% that settle right when they get some success. We will never be those guys that are backsliding. We're always going up. And honestly, that's where I'm the most happy. So I stay in this state of madness. Look, I work out of two things before we get into the training. I work out of a state of purpose, but I also work out of a state of madness, which means I'm a little pissed off sometimes. And it's controlled anger. I work the same way as Andy. You know why? Because I've been following Andy for years and it works. It would be insane for me to follow Andy, to be on these calls, to get some knowledge dropped on me, and then for me, Dave, to decide to do it my own way. Wouldn't that be crazy? I stand next to Andy Elliott and I don't sound a little bit better. I don't have more energy. I'm not more positive. My sales skill doesn't increase. That would be crazy. So those of you that are not changing yet, I need you to look in the mirror and actually take ownership of your life. Actually, when you get on your knees and pray to God or whatever you believe in, I don't care if it's the universe, I don't care if it's just yourself. Get off of those knees and actually go change it. You're your only person that's going to rescue you. Our job is to coach you, but I'm not your freaking counselor. I believe that everybody needs a good coach in life to push them. There's something inside of you that you can't get to unless you have somebody else that's pushing you, and you have a community of people that believe in you. Guys, is this the best community in the world? Drop a fire emoji if the Elliott Group has the best freaking community for entrepreneurs and salespeople to level up in the freaking world. There's nobody like us, guys. We have to start to have a belief, like Ian talked about it yesterday on Andy's call as he was filling in for Andy. The CU football team. I don't care if you like them. I don't care if you like Dion. I don't care. I'm just talking about the effort. I'm talking about the belief that football team showed up with. And if you don't know about it, just go look it up. They had so much effort and so much belief. And if you could just steal some of that passion that Dion's providing for that team, you would change your life. So, guys, I got something powerful today for you. Check this out. Being next to Andy Elliott, being next to some of the top performers in the country, Jonathan Lampros, Micah Hill, some of the best leaders that I really love that join these calls every day that are running large companies. And some of you killer salespeople like Mike, like Diego, like Tony Gray, like Charlie, like Trey Cormiers, like Jacob Johansson, like Nicole. Some of you guys that are totally immersed in wanting to grow your lives. A lot of these things are going to resonate for you. Now, those of you that know that you've got more left inside of you, raise your hand if you got more left inside of you. Raise your hand if you know there's somebody you haven't met yet and you're dying to bring that person out, right? If that's you, I want you to identify something that matters when I talk about the top traits of the top salespeople, the top entrepreneurs, and really the mindset, guys. Strategy matters. Tactical stuff matters. It matters how you say yes. It matters how you say hi. It matters how you meet and greet somebody. All of that stuff matters. But it doesn't matter if you don't believe in you and you're not getting this thing right. Sales is all a mindset. Let me just make it easy for you. Making money is easy once you get your mind right. When you're flowing and you're in flow state and your mind is feeling abundant and dude, you're in progress and you're getting progress in your health and your mindset and your sales skill, Dude, you're unstoppable, Dylan Jarrell. You're freaking unstoppable, right? So the goal is why do we come to these calls? These are accountability calls. This is the time for you to check up and for me to look at you in your face and see if you're getting better. So stay in the community, stay plugged in. Let me mute Dallin real quick. Dallin, good morning. And those of you that have unplugged, we know who you are. I know who you are. I'm not going to say any names. You know who you are. Don't unplug, man. Stay in the community and stay growing. And here's how we do it. There's a difference between top performers' mindsets, and there's a difference between amateurs' mindsets. Number one, here's how you have to have the mindset when you're going into a close. Some of you guys sell $1 million products. Some of you guys sell the craziest RVs in the world to people that are making all this money. Some of you are selling B2B products to CEOs, to vice presidents. Some of you guys are selling high-level solar units to beautiful houses. You might be selling to somebody that has more than you. You actually might be selling to somebody who's a lot more successful than you. What I've noticed in our company, in every company in the world, salespeople, number one, if you don't look at yourself as their peer, I'm my customer's peer. I want you to write this down. I'm their peer. If you don't see yourself as equal to your client and you start to look up to your client too much, if you don't see yourself as an equal of them and you see yourself as somebody that's less than them, I promise you what will happen with the client is they will lose a little bit of respect for you. You have to mentally put yourself in a position, and we're going to talk about the mindset real quick, because if you don't get the mindset right, Charlie, you can't scale. So think about this for a second. You need to be equal to your client. You put your pants on the same way as them. You put your shoes on the same way as them. You do the exact same thing with you. But the second that you forget that, the relationship becomes imbalanced. Have any of you ever felt like you were kind of looking up to your client too much, where they kind of weren't respecting you? They wanted to talk to the general manager. They wanted to talk to the owner. They wanted to talk to somebody that was above you. I bet you anything you put them on a pedestal where they felt like you weren't the expert. Number one, make sure that you are reminding yourself that you're equal to them. And I'm going to show you a couple of things that will make you feel like you're equal to your clients. You guys with me? Say I if you're with me. Say I if you're with me. Okay, good. All right, I got some that are with me. I got some people that are falling asleep. Don't come to these damn calls. I swear on my life, if you come to these calls and you're just here for like some form of entertainment, which would be a weird form of entertainment watching me, I don't know. You guys are freaking crazy. I would come here to steal something from a guy who's one of the top salespeople in the Elliott Group, always been a top 1%er in my industry, and I'm always trying to scale, and I'm next to the craziest freaking dude on the planet, and he's always hungry for more. But Andy, he always sees himself, no matter if it's a billionaire, no matter where he's at, he always sees himself as equal to the person he's selling to. Okay, so remember that as you go to scale, Roman. Okay, number two, I don't need this. Okay, I don't need this. Look, listen to me real quick. The top performers in the world, performers in the world, they don't come into the sale thinking they need it. Let me explain something to you. Those of you that are broke, those of you that panic sell, those of you that get a little too ahead of yourself, a lot of the times you go into the sale and you immediately think that you need this sale so bad so the customer can smell it. See, I don't sell with any desperation. I have to remind myself, hey, I don't need this deal. Like, it's okay. I want this deal, but I don't need this deal. See, you have to reverse your mindset and unlearn some of the stuff that you've been taught. A lot of people, they come into it needing this deal and they're putting a ton of pressure on the customer, and customer can smell it. You have to have a position of strength in the deal. Okay. When I'm selling, my customers don't feel like I'm so stirred up that this is a make or break deal for my life. How many of you guys do go into it like it's a make or break deal for your life, and you get all poopy pants, you get all crybaby when they don't buy, and the customers can feel that? Guys, am I right? Who's gone into a deal and been that way, where they can sense the desperation? They can sense it. People don't buy from people who are desperate. So I don't care if you don't have any money in the bank right now. You need to start to remind yourself that, number one, there's going to be plenty of prospects out there. There's going to be plenty of people that are walking through that door. Plenty of people if you're keeping your pipeline full and your work ethic is high. But if you go into every single deal like it's desperation, I promise you, you are not going to close those people, Ollie. You won't, Juan Carlos. Tim Renzoni, you have to switch your mindset, okay? So I personally try to do a little checkup from the neck up. When I walk in the deal, dude, I'm having fun. My state's high. I don't look like I'm scared. You know, I'm having fun. I'm using my personality. I'm smiling, dude. I'm joking with them, man. Dude, some of you guys are so serious when you sell. Like, I'm like, bro, you're going to turn your seriousness into a seriously hard freaking life, bro. Like, have fun. Do you live in America? Some of you live in other countries now that we got on this call. Let's talk about my Americans for a second, because you guys are the most privileged people in the freaking world. No matter what you are on this call, I don't care if you think you're broke, you're actually the top 1% in the world. If you make more than 30 grand a year, you are the top 1% in the world. Do you realize that? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the second you realize that and you start to remind yourself that in the deer nose, then you can go into it not desperate. All right, number 3, I bring value. Do you bring value? Do you believe that you bring value? This is so important because a lot of people, they may not feel like their cold call is going to bring value. In fact, if you feel like you're tricking people, you kind of feel like you're selling dirty. Anybody ever felt like you're tricking somebody? Okay. If you feel like you're tricking somebody, you're not thinking mentally that you bring value. Do you believe that your product brings value? Do you believe that you bring value? Do you believe that your conversations bring value that's going to help them personally or professionally? Do you believe that, Cam Hanna? Do you believe it, man? Do you bleed it, Initiative Fitness? Like Dave McKean, do you believe it, Dean Meadows? Where you know that conversation could change their life. Right? Do you believe every single day when you pick up that phone and you're doing a cold call, can they sense your belief? Do you know that some customers just need to borrow some belief and courage, Mike McNamara, and they move past the close and they move into the close? Do you know that most people just need a little bit of your courage? But you're coming into the deal not believing it because for some reason you're not thinking, I bring value. I bring value. I bring value. My product brings value. I can help this person. If they go somewhere else and buy from somebody else, they are not going to get what I bring. I'm so sold on myself. Andy is so sold on himself. We're not perfect. Let me explain something. We're not perfect people, but we do believe that we bring a value that can help people personally and professionally. And if it can, we need everybody to experience our product. Now, there's going to be some people, and I'm going to get into this, that they don't fit, and that's okay. It's okay for you to move forward if you don't have a person that fits. There's 7 billion people in the world, but you must know that you bring real value, okay? Now, remember, as we're going through these things, I want you to highlight, I want you to circle, I want you to be taking notes. Those of you that take notes on these calls, you're always the people that are winning, okay? Those of you that are not, get in some place where you can take notes next time or go back and watch the call a few times, okay? Number 4, like it goes with it brings value, but number 4, they need me. We're selling to people with challenges. We're selling them with people that are going through a particular set of challenges, and we are there to solve their problem. Logan, we bring value. They need me. They need me. Guys, do you understand that I'm not putting on a show right now? This is how I sell. This is how I feel. This is me. This is you. This needs to be you. You need to internally believe that these people need you. I'm telling you right now, people are going through some stuff, man. And when you meet them, your ability for them to believe that they need you, are you good at identifying their problems and their needs? Are you good at going into deeper conversation with them so you figure out why they need you? Or is it all surface level? Is it all about the commission? Is it all about like, hey, what can this person do for me? If you sell like that, I'm challenging you to change your perspective. We're talking about changing our mindset, Brandon Sandoval. We're talking about looking in the mirror. And if we're coachable people, really, in my opinion, coaching, if you talk about being coachable, to me, that means you have the humility enough to look in the mirror and say, there is more left inside of me. That's why I started the call off left like that. Because Isaac Fisher's shaking his head like, yep. And I can see I can see he's got the similar belief. And I don't know where he's at right now, but I can look on your faces and some of you don't have the belief yet. And my goal is for you to steal it. And I'm going to go over a couple of ways that you can steal my belief. So if you're like, Evan, I don't run with that sort of passion yet, you will. Oh, you will. We're going to make sure you do. Tony Gray didn't run with this sort of passion, and now he does. Okay, we've totally recreated his ass. We've totally recreated the leads that are on this call. We totally recreated some of you guys that have done things with us for a long period of time. And by the way, the true pros, They find a mentor, they find people that are good for them, and they stick with them for the long term. They don't bounce around. They get so good that they can teach this program to somebody else. So understand that they need you. Number 5, do I help my buyers? People buy from us if they feel like they're better off. They buy from you if they feel like you're better off. Do you really truly feel like you're helping them? Do you have, and by the way, this doesn't have to mean like you're on like a social mission every day to help the freaking world. I get it. I'm not saying that. But do you truly believe that you're helping somebody get a better life, get a better product, get a better thing from you, whatever your product is? Now, I'm asking you because this has to be kind of your primary mission. It doesn't have to be like, you're changing the world like freaking Tony Robbins, feeding billions of people. But if you feel like you can help one person, shouldn't that be on the forefront of your mind? Shouldn't that be your primary mission? See, in our business, I remind our sales team every single day that this is our primary mission. The money is the byproduct of the people that we are. If we become better people, we're more magnetic. We care about people more. We put off everything that I'm telling you. The money really actually comes very easy. The problem is most people try to go out and get the money and they don't work on the person, or they work harder on their job and they don't work as hard on themselves as they do the job. Does that make sense? Drop a fire emoji if you're going to start working harder on yourself than you are your job. And I'm not asking you like Micah Hill. I don't want any of your salespeople running you and being like, Evan said I don't have to work hard at my job. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying, can you invest time, energy, and capital? Time, energy, and capital. Time, energy, and capital. Let me say this another time for you, because the only way you grow, the only way that you get to the most extreme version of yourself, the only way that self-development works, I don't care if your store paid for this, I don't care if your business paid for this, the only way self-development truly works is if you're paying with your own time, your own energy. So you can't just invest the time and show up with a bad attitude. That's why we don't just let anybody come down to our seminars. We vet them to make sure that they're coming down with a good attitude. And you have to invest your own money, and you have to constantly be doing that. Broke people, what they think is everything's a scam. They're like, I can't do, oh, this guy's trying to sell me. This guy's trying to sell me. Bro, chill out. Why don't you ask yourself a question when somebody's asking you to invest? Do they have the life that you want? Would you trade places with them? Have they done something that you look up to? Have they done something that you truly look up to? Do they speak better than you? Do they talk better? Whatever's important to you. Okay, now would you trade them your time and your energy and your money? There's people in here that are getting, that their companies pay for their training, and you've still never invested into a book. You still never invested time or energy into a seminar, which means getting outside of your comfort zone so you have a big aha moment. Okay, let me explain something to you. If you want to get more belief and you want these things to happen, you need to get around a community of people that believe like you. If that's not us and you're on this call because the company paid for it, why don't you go get around some people that believe what you believe? And I swear you will have a life-altering freaking paradigm shift. Okay, now if it's us and you're not getting around us live and in person, I promise you the digital will only do so much. You need to get down here and talk to us and look at us in our faces and sit in our offices and talk to your coach and develop that relationship, okay? So that's just kind of like me going off on a little side rant, because I've seen so many people that have trained with digitally for so long and they've never came to see us, which is heartbreaking because there's only so much you can do digitally. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. I think I was right here. Number 6, I deserve success. You see, I talk to salespeople a lot, and I talk to entrepreneurs a lot, and they'll do a lot of the things that it takes to be successful, like meaning like they got the work ethic, they'll work the hours, they're trying hard, like they're really giving it all, but they're not scaling. And Mike McNamara, the reason why they're not scaling is because they internally don't believe that they deserve it. They internally have some self-limiting beliefs that they don't deserve the $500,000, that they don't deserve the $250,000. So they find a spot that they do deserve. One of my sales guys had a big breakthrough, and he was telling me, he's like, honestly, I teach people to break through all the time, but I found a spot that I was comfortable with because I honestly was having trouble believing like that's a huge number for me. So I was finding, let's just use numbers, for example. Some of you guys can figure out a way to get to $10,000 or $15,000 because that'll pay your bills and you'll put a couple grand in your bank. That's what you believe you're worth. But you're not stepping on the gas and going further and getting to the 30 or 40, which would compress the time frame of you getting your dreams and everything quicker, because you don't truly believe you're worth it yet. I didn't believe I was worth really $1 million. I didn't believe I was worth 700 grand until I got in front of Andy and I started kind of comparing myself. And I use that like in a term where I looked up to Andy. I looked up to the way he talked. I looked up to when he walked into a room, how powerful he could alter a room. I looked up to the way he talked on stage, and I was like, wow, he's not just persuading and influencing on one car deal. He can do that to a room full of 500. If you could do that wherever you went, ultimately, I believe you can make a lot more money and you can have more impact. So you got to think about this stuff, and you got to say, do I feel like I deserve success? Do I truly feel like I deserve it? See, when I saw different people at the seminars and I was down next to people, Micah Hill, and I was sitting next to people and I started seeing what they were making and what they were doing, Samuel, it flipped a switch. Everybody just write that. Flip the switch, man. You got to flip the switch on your belief. And you got to start to say, dude, like, if this person can do it, like, truly, why can't I? Any of you guys live in like California or freaking Florida or Texas or whatever, no matter where you live, unless it's like some weird part of like South Dakota or something, you see some big freaking houses, like some big shit, like, right? Like I can drive up the coast of Florida and
Come on, man. I'm from South Dakota.
Oh, my man, Isaac, dude. I know you were. That's why I was testing you, dude. There's probably some nice things there. I mean, I go to South Dakota and it's just freaking cold as hell. And like, I'm like, dude, this place is crazy, dude. I want to get back to Arizona, man. I'm like a lizard now. I drive around these places and I see all of these people, Eddie, Dean Meadows, that have all these amazing things. And I say to myself, holy smokes, like if you drove up the coast of Florida, there's millions and millions, like house after house, like so much stuff. And then we're sitting here thinking that these people are special or that they had something handed to them. Dude, you have a victim mentality and you don't even know it. You need to become a victor and you need to say, okay, that person knows something that I don't know. And that's what I did when I came down to Andy's seminar. I was like, holy smokes, this guy just knows more about sales than I know. So he's able to create more value in himself and then in turn the clients see it. And that's how he's making more money. And he's having a lot more fun doing it because sales becomes so much fun when you're playing chess, not checkers. Like when you know like somebody's gonna hit you with 2 or 3 objections, and you're just like, dude, Dean, hit me with that damn objection, boy. Come on, man. And you're just like internally fired up because you know your job, because you created value in yourself. Jordan Carrera, you move at a different level. Jeremy, we're freaking fired up because we know we're the best, right? Okay, well, you gotta learn not to sabotage yourself. A lot of you guys, you'll get going and then you'll sabotage yourself. There's a couple of my clients on here that have gotten going with me over the last couple of years, and then they sabotage themselves right when the breakthrough's coming. They're like, I'm good, dude. I'm not going to show up to these calls. I'm good. I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm good. I'm not going to listen to the podcast. I'm going to hit snooze. I'm going to do this. Bro, you're self-sabotaging what got you to the point where you were actually making the money and you were happy. It's a sickness, dude. We all do it at some point. But the goal is can you start to look 4 or 5 steps down the line? Can you start to say, no more self-sabotage? I'm going to stick to something, Cam, and I'm going to own it. I'm going to own this new version of me. People are going to hate on me. People are going to talk shit. People aren't going to believe in me. People are going to say, why are you doing things differently than you used to? Because I'm a different person. I got friends in high school that always text me. Now they're watching us on the internet, so now it's cool to them. But when I first started with Andy and I left my life and I moved down to Oklahoma and we started the company at his kitchen table, everybody called me stupid. Nobody from my store ever trained with me and still hasn't, by the way. And I helped build 525 car guys there. I really thought they were like my family. I was like, man, I love these people. Second I left there and I wasn't helping them succeed, they hated on me, man. It hurt a little bit for a little while there. And I had a lot of different friends and family that I thought were my friends and family, but they weren't there to support me. They weren't there. Think about a couple people that are really there to support you. How much do you pour into them? And we're going to add one thing into that. Can you pour into the people that really, truly do care for you? Because there's a couple people that stuck with me, but there was a lot of people that don't. But I internally believed in what my mission was. I internally believed that I deserved success. I internally started to believe that, hey, there's another version inside of me. There's other people that can help unlock it. You can't do it by yourself. You can't. If you could, just look at human history. Like you can't, man. Like every single badass that you've ever looked up to has a mentor. They have a coach. So don't unplug with them, no matter who that is. You guys got some badass coaches. Who's getting coached by Selena on here? Who's getting coached by Selena? Dude, is she not just truly amazing? Dude, or who's getting coached by my man Brendan on here? Who's getting coached by Kobe on here? Who's getting coached by Sean Pollard? Like, there's so many good coaches in the Elliott group, and I'll tell you one of the things that we make them do. Everything that I'm telling you to do, they do it. Like, if they don't do it, they're frauds, and we'll throw their asses out of the company. The second that they're not taking good care of themselves, their family, their stuff. And by the way, can somebody have a bad day? Can somebody mess up? Is everybody perfect? No. But do they have good intentions? Have they changed? See, I'm not who I was 2 years ago. Andy's not who he was 3 years ago. People can dig up shit, say that they know us. Say, dude, you don't know me, bro. You have no idea who I am. I have changed because I have done so many things in life that have changed my perception, changed my purpose, changed who I was. Are you changing? My goal is for you guys to change. Who wants to change? Raise your hand if you're going to change for me. I love it, dude. You guys are my favorite. Guys, are you guys having a good time? Who is having more? Who likes Evan more than they like Ian? Go on ahead and raise your damn hand. Okay. And by the way, text my brother, man. Your brother is way more fired up and he's got way more knowledge. He's way more freaking handsome than you. And those of you that don't know, Ian is my twin and he'll usually be joining me on this call, but he had a couple of things going on this morning. Okay. Number 7, rejection is part of the process. Dude, some of you get poopy pants and crybaby pants and like don't understand that rejection is part of the process. It's just a part of selling. It's a part of life. You got to understand it. Dude, you got to be okay with it. I am 33 years old. I met the love of my life at 30. I got rejected for years before I found the right person. I'm okay with it. The top pros, remember, this is the pros. This isn't the amateurs. This is the top salespeople in the world. They're okay with rejection. They're okay with it. I'm okay with it in my personal life. I'm okay with it in my professional life. I simply think it's a part of the process. I get it. Those of you who care too much about rejection, you're not getting in front of enough prospects. Get in front of more prospects. That's going to be a part of your progress, is failing and getting the freaking feedback. You need to get the feedback. You need to see what's not working. Stop being so overly concerned and shitty when the rejection comes. Okay? Figure out what you did wrong, write it down, and go correct it. Was your attitude good? Was your charisma on fire? Were you popping? Were you in the state to sell that day? Or were you thinking about bullshit and your mindset wasn't where Evan's telling you to be right now? Okay? And that's going to be always the key. That's always going to be the key. What kind of state are you in? But guys, it's simply a part of the process. Like those of you that ain't got like a hot husband yet or a girlfriend or whatever the heck you want to do. Probably because you're not getting enough rejection. Probably because you're scared of the rejection. Oh, you're scared to ask the beautiful girl for a date. She might say no. Or maybe she's just looking for a ballsy guy that'll come up and give her a nice little compliment and speak to her. You guys know, like the most beautiful women in the world, most of the guys are scared of them. So if you just go talk to them and you got some charisma on you, they'll be like, damn, I like that guy. You know, especially us ugly guys, you know. Like, dude, we can pull some hotties if we're confident in ourselves, if our mindset's right. You women too, like some of you women are just waiting for the man to fall in your lap. Why don't you just go out there and start talking to the ones that you think are attractive? Why are you waiting? And why don't you start taking charge of your life? Why don't you go out and try to get like 3 or 4 numbers today, you know, and fail? You know what I'm saying? Like there's no reason not to, okay? Number 8, no is okay. Everybody say no is okay. No is okay. No is okay, dude.
No is okay.
Dude, no is okay. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I go into the sale telling like no is okay, dude. First of all, when customers realize that I'm okay with the no, it takes the pressure off both of us. It simply does. It may not be a fit for them. It may not be a fit for me. So now I don't feel like I have to close every single deal. You realize like 50% of your deals aren't going to close, right? So if you go into it knowing that no is okay, and your customers know that no is okay, dude, do you realize that there's less pressure in the deal? It takes pressure off you and the prospect. Eventually, if you're putting too much pressure on the prospect and it's all about the yes, and you could consider it like a bottle, you're putting too much pressure on it, that bottle's going to freaking pop. I believe that there's ways that you can tell them, like, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. At the end of this presentation, this may or may not be a fit for you. It's totally fine. here's what we believe. Like, I might drop a couple of hints like that. I might frame them and say, listen, by the way, I love you guys to death. The fact that you came in here, I know time's non-refundable. I love you guys. I can't wait to talk to you about this. And I'm just going to make it clear to you, by the way, at the end of this may or may not be for you. It's totally fine. I just want to let you know I'm a true professional with my job. So I want to take good care of you. You're never going to meet another salesperson better than me that actually believes in helping and serving people at the highest freaking level. Okay, you ready? Boom, presenting, going into my thing. Like, there's no pressure, guys. Most of my clients that call me, I'm like, honestly, this is the truth. I'm like, dude, this is not for you. You're probably not going to want to do X, Y, and Z that it's going to take to do what I'm telling you to do. You're most likely not going to fit into the program. I'm going to create a little urgency. I'm going to place a little uncertainty in the fact that they probably aren't the right fit. I might frame them to want to sell me to get in my program. I don't need every freaking deal, right? Those of you that understand this, you will make more money and you will take less pressure off yourself. And all of a sudden, you're doing bigger stuff. Okay. So understand that. Now, listen, number 9, I know my why. I know my why. Guys, listen, this is so crazy. And it sounds a little vanilla and it sounds a little corny because everybody drops, I know my why. But I can pull a lot of you up right now. Top performers know their why. They're crystal clear on why they're doing it. They're crystal clear on when they pick up that phone. Are they getting closer to their why, to their purpose, to the education they want to provide for their kids, to the house that they want to buy for the wife, to the car that they want to drive? Like, if you don't know what you're doing it for, like, and you're not crystal clear, like if I were to ask you right now, like we were hitting objections, and I would say, Michelle, come off of mute. And I were to ask you, hey, Roman, come off mute. Jay Mendoza, come off mute. Ollie, come off mute. And I were to say, hey, what's your why? And if you don't know that, you're lacking a trait from a top performer. Does that make sense? Okay, so if you're not clear on it, get so damn clear on it. See, here's how clear I am on it. It's everywhere, bro. I have a vision board at my house. I had a vision board when I started with Andy, and I've knocked off about 7 or 8 crazy ass things on our vision board, like crazy things. I remember telling myself, like, let's just come up with one, for example. I remember telling Andy, dude, I can literally envision putting my hand on. Like, I thought being on a private jet would be so freaking cool. So I was like, man, I can literally envision my hand on the pole. I can literally envision myself pulling myself up. I had a picture of one on my vision board. And I said, I can envision myself in the seat, sipping a little champagne, looking around and seeing my boys, and they're successful. And we're doing like $1 million mastermind on a jet. Like, I can envision this. And I would tell Andy, and Ian and I and Andy, we talk about our visions all the time, and we write them down and we go over them together, and we do vision boards, and we're so stirred up on where we're going. And I used to talk to Andy about, dude, one day we're going to have Rob Bailey do this, and we're going to meet Rob Bailey. And one day we're going to have Tim Grover come to our event, and we're going to do this. And all of that's happened. All of it's happened. And it's so cool when you check it off and you see that you're making the progress and your visions are coming clear. Does that make sense? I remember actually walking up to the private jet several months ago and actually putting my hand on the rail. And I was like, oh my God. And it's giving me chills right now because, like, I knew what the pole was going to feel like. I knew what the sun felt like coming down on my face. I knew what it felt like to walk in there and see the flight attendant and be like, holy shit, like, this is crazy. What am I doing here? Like, I'm just a broke kid from Aurora, Colorado that came from a military single family household that had nothing, that just liked to get out and sell and talk to people and have fun. Like, what the hell am I here? How did this happen? And I'm there with several of my top clients that have been with me for years, and they're making more money and I'm like, oh my God, it's coming true. Like, and then next time I go to my office, I'm that much more purposeful intentional with my conversations because it's moving me towards my dream. I know I'm helping people out, but let's talk about you for a second. Are you moving yourself closer towards your dream? Guys, it can be so simple. It could be, what is it going to feel like to have $5,000 in my account? What's it going to be like for me to pay off my mom's? I remember when I paid off my mom's house. I remember when I got like a car for her for the first time. I remember when I leased the car for her for the first time. I didn't pay for the whole thing. I was just like, I'm gonna make the monthly payment. Like, I don't care what it takes. I'm not gonna put anything down on it, but what's the payment on it? You know? But I was like, I'm gonna give my mom something. Dude, I ain't putting no money down though, bro. You know, we get those buyers in the car business. So like, dude, I don't care what the payment is, dog. Just give me approved. Like, just no money down. Just give me approved. You're like, damn, bro. Like, are you sure about this? You know? It's like, well, I remember doing that, man. And those are the moments. So could you sit down and say, I'm gonna write 10 things on a vision board and put them by my door, in my bathroom, what I'm going to look like, what I sound like, you know, what is it, man? Is it just sending your kids off to a better school? Is it, being able to adopt a kid one day, and give back? Like, I want to adopt a kid one day that's just like going through the pain of like crazy stuff. Like, I want to do things that are like so cool. It almost makes me freaking tear up a little bit, but I don't want to ugly cry in front of you guys. But I know there's a lot of people out there that if I made more money, I could help them out. Like, money's not the root of all evil, greed is. Like, I don't want to make money just to hold on to money. I want to make money so I can actually help other people, like go open up a crazy foundation. My ultimate goal is to make millions of dollars so I can open up the baddest ass foundation in my grandfather's name, who was the most, dude, he was like one of the best people in the freaking world, man. Like, for real. And that's what real top performers truly use. See, now I'm thinking about my visions, and that's what real top performers go through, because in their minds, they're someplace that is so much further than the amateurs. And the amateurs can't understand why we get emotional about what we actually want to do. And the amateurs can't understand that we're picking up the phone and dialing cold calls longer and further, and we're knocking on more doors, and we're actually passionate and purposeful about our job, because we know that there's more inside of us that's not just about us. We know it's about other people, and we're alpha good people with good hearts, but we also want to contribute back to the world. And if you can get in this zone, I swear to God, if you can operate in this zone, you become a different human being. You become a dangerous person. You work harder, you do more, you don't complain. And that's where I live every single day, because I'm doing it for 3, 4, 5 years from now. When I walk in and I see a foundation, I got 50 people that I'm employing there, and it's changing the world or doing something crazy like that. But can you do it? Can you do it? The answer is hell yeah. But how crazy can you get? I'll go back to the first thing I said. I work from a state of purpose, but I also work for a state of madness. The reason why I said that is because I can get myself pissed off. I can trigger myself. I can go through these visions and nearly make myself cry, even though I did shed a tear. Because I believe, dude, I fucking believe in myself. I know what is possible. I've seen it. I've seen people do it. I've seen Evan Marceau come back from freaking drug problems and be on the top of the world. I've seen him ruin his life and come back. I've seen some of you guys do things that are crazy. I've seen some of you guys be the worst salespeople in the company to the baddest salespeople in the company. I've seen Micah Hill lose weight and fire people up on social media. I've seen John Lamppost do stuff. I've seen freaking all of you guys. Like, there's so many different things that you guys have done that make me realize, like, there's no limit on me. And it's not because I think I'm special, it's because I know you're special. You understand that? Like, you guys motivate us just as much as we motivate you. I've seen Walter McMaster change his life. I've seen so many of you guys that are having your breakthroughs, and that is the key. So do you know your why? Are you clear on it? Because if you're not, sales is hard. Let me explain something to you. Entrepreneurship is freaking hard, bro. It's not easy. That's why not everybody does it. But the best people in the world, they're so clear. Their clarity is easy. Everything that they've got, they're giving it back to the people around them. If you're a top salesperson right now, and you're not a contributor, but you're just a guy that just comes in and gets your job done, and you haven't figured out a way, and maybe your company isn't the best. Maybe you don't like a lot of people there, but there's one person there that you can help. There's also one person in your community that you can help. There's things that you can do to fill your cup, so it's not just all about you. When it was all about me, and I didn't just have a moment like I just had with you guys, which was really just like a special moment for me, because I started thinking about all the stuff that people before me sacrificed for me to be able to have this opportunity to talk to you guys. That's what really happened. When I started to stop thinking about me, and I started to think about what I could do for others, the world became more abundant for me, and it became a better life. A lot of salespeople that are amateurs, a lot of entrepreneurs, it's a what's in it for me type deal. So if you want to have your breakthrough, here's how I'm going to tell you to do it. Get around us, man. You're never going to find another company that's going to push you and want you to grow more than us. But we got to develop a relationship, and relationships take maintenance. Some of us, me and you, we might have fell out of a relationship a little bit because we haven't seen each other. It's the same thing. Like, there's few of you people on here that I haven't seen in a while. And that's where things start to get stale. So it'd be like, dude, if you had a badass girlfriend, but you only came and saw her like once every 2 or 3 months, like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to stay involved. You got to stay engaged. I freaking love you guys. I'm gonna answer a couple of questions, That's what I got for you today. But I want you guys to, if you have a question, keep it very short, get to the point, and raise your hand, raise your digital hand, and I'll answer a couple of questions because I do believe that questions can show you some powerful things that maybe you're thinking. Okay, I'm gonna go through first. Ollie, what's up, man? Quick, short, fast. Unmute yourself. Tell me what you got, and I'm gonna handle it.
Yeah. Hi, how are you doing? Thank you very much for the call. It's my second call. My question is, I'm looking for a new sales job. How would you choose finding a new sales job? Which industry to get into?
Well, Ollie, number one, I just got to ask you because you got the green shirt, the red beard, and you sound like you're from Ireland, my friend, or something. That was horrible. Oh my gosh, that was embarrassing. Where are you from, Ollie?
I'm from Ireland, yeah, and I'm living in London.
Where are you living at now?
I'm living in London.
You living under a rainbow? Just kidding, dude. I don't know. That might be bad to say.
No,
okay.
that's true, man.
So
I'm living in London, UK.
Okay, so you're in London, and you're just a guy that's trying to figure out what to sell.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, look, Ollie, there's so many things that you can sell right now. I would think about a couple of things, maybe that you have some passion around. Let's just start there. Do you have some passion around certain things? Like, is it fitness, mindset? Is it like, well, I would find.
Years ago, I used to sell drugs when I was very younger. For years, I was passionate about that because they solved my problem with anxiety and all this stuff. And then I've been doing massively personal development and fitness the last 4 years. So eventually I want to make money and do some coaching with Wes Watson and do like a business online. But I know the next couple of years I want to make money in sales and build myself that way.
Okay, so what I would do is maybe do some, like, before you maybe work with Wes, because I don't know what if he gives people a shot right out of the gate that have never sold high ticket or do any of that stuff. I would search for a couple of digital programs that may be looking for salespeople to sell high ticket digitally. You know, and if that doesn't work for you, I would just start getting into sales, cars, insurance, solar, something like that, where you can get right into some sales, get some repetition, and start selling. Like, I would do some research today and put in a couple of applications to some digital high ticket agencies that do what you like, fitness, mindset, the same thing you want to do with Wes Watson. And
the thing I would have done with him is, you know, I want to help people myself, like become my own coach eventually, not sell his, but get coached.
First, if you want to go sell your own program, first you want to see what the ins and outs of a company like that works. Like, if you were going to work for us, you'd be able to learn it, so then you could go duplicate it and do it yourself. So I would find somebody that's like that you like. I would find them online. I would find one of their sales directors. I would find one of the people that's looking to build a team. And I guarantee you there's some badasses in London that do something similar to what you want to do, and I'd go hunt them down, and I'd show them that you're relentless on it. I wouldn't send one DM. I'd go find them. I go find where they work out, and I say, look, I want to do what you do, and go get in front of them. Don't be one of these guys that's an amateur that's like sends a freaking email and a resume, and they're like, I want to be there. I would literally go. You can find everybody online. I go find out where they're at. I would go sell them in there in London, and I'd say, dude, I can work for you in person, digital. What do you want me to do? I don't even care if you pay me anymore. I don't even care, bro. We don't even need to talk about money. We'll talk about money later. Where do I sign up? I want to work for you. And I'd go down and I'd get it done, bro. Like, that's what I would do. Okay. And then if that didn't work and you don't find somebody, just go get in freaking insurance or something. Bang out the phones. Get good at selling. Okay, Ollie, let's move to the next one. Thanks, brother. My man, is it Rainiel? Rainiel.
Yes.
What's up, dude? Where are you from? What's up, man? How can I help you?
Boston, Massachusetts. Currently selling energy supply sales. Making a transition to car dealership.
Let's go. Okay, what can I help you with?
Yeah. Just had a quick question about kind of networking, touching base on the last thing you mentioned, being around people to get more perspective. My question is, outside of seminars and these mastermind calls, what's a good way to be around high achievers in my local area?
What other outside of seminars and masterminds, what's a great way to be around high achievers?
Yes.
I mean, I'm just going to go with the things that I always used to do, that I continuously do. I find little meetups. I find get-togethers, community get-togethers. There's so many different events that are posted on Facebook that you could find of people that have similar interests to you. So let me just explain something. There's communities that if you liked a certain type of dog, say German Shepherds, you can go meet a bunch of German Shepherd type people and you could go network with them and grow. And it'd be something that you have in common. So it's easy to talk to them. You don't have to feel weird. I like fitness, so I'm always in the gym networking with people. I think at 4 a.m., there's no more successful people in the world than the people that are at the gym at 4 a.m. I'm walking by them. I'm like, man, I see you here every morning, dude. You're freaking great, man. Holy smokes. My name's Rainiel. Nice to meet you, man. I'm doing my fitness journey. I'm starting off on it. I'm a couple of years into it, whatever. Man, I just want to say, dude, I like what you're doing. And I get used to trying to find places to network that you have like-minded like individuals. So I would write down 3 or 4 things that you like to do, and then I would find some groups, and I'd start going to network in those groups. And dude, you can network it before you even go down there. You can network with them on Facebook. You can network within Facebook groups and network to their admins and stuff, and then they'll let you post some of your business stuff in their group. See, I used to monetize the hell out of Facebook groups because I would contribute a lot to the group of stuff that I liked, people that I liked, and then in turn the admin would like me, and then I could post some of my car stuff in there, or I could post some of my Elliott group stuff in there because I've earned their respect. They like me. They like how I contribute to the group. Now I can pitch them too if I like. So Rainiel, write down 3 or 4 things you like, do some research on it, and then just get out there. The first event you see, whether it has 10 people, 100 people, say yes. If it costs money, good. You'll pay attention. Great. Get there and just go say hi. You don't need more money. You need more people. It's not about the money you make. It's the hands you shake. A lot of you guys are making good money, but you're one handshake away from so much more. But you spend your Sunday sitting on the couch watching football. I'm spending my Sunday going and meeting somebody that I don't know. People can't even go places with me and my brother, dude. On Popple, we're one of the highest ranked people on Popple, like the digital business card, because we're giving it to everybody. I'm meeting everybody, man, because I love meeting somebody and learning from somebody or figuring out a way to make money together. Simple. All right, that's it for you, Rainiel. Thanks, brother. Isaac, what's up, dude?
Hey, man, I just wanted to say thank you so much for just sharing your heart, bro. It means a lot to me. Just a little thing about myself. I just got out of rehab about a year ago, so I really appreciate it, bro. And I'm really interested in the vision board because when you were saying you can see it, I'm not kidding. I can literally like envision myself walking up my dad's steps. I can see myself in front of people, talking to thousands of people. And it makes me think I'm crazy sometimes because I tell my fiance, I see this stuff and I don't know how to write it down and like really even make it even a better visualization.
Well,
what
you do when those things happen is you don't ignore them. Like a lot of people think you might be daydreaming, bro. You literally go, like I have a journal next to my bed, and usually in the mornings is when I'm thinking about stuff the most, and I'll just write a couple of things down. And like I have like forced myself to physically sit down and journal things and like say, hey, I'm gonna make 50 grand a month. I'm gonna make 100 grand, and I'll write it 5 or 10 times. I'll write down a couple of things I'm grateful for, and then I'll write one thing I want to do in 3 years, 5 years. And like it could be as simple as just writing 1 or 2 things down. And by the way, those of you that have had substance abuse problems, those of you that have had abuse, freaking like abuse problems, you've grown up with terrible people, like you've grown up in environments that are horrible. Dude, let me explain something to you. Your decisions going forward, like let's not talk about your environment anymore. Let's talk about your decisions going forward. Your decisions going forward will shape the rest of your life. It's not, I honestly believe that the people that have been through the most, Andy always says it, the people that have been through the most can end up with the most. You understand pain, you understand self-sabotage, you understand what I'm talking about. Now, if you can transfer your addictive personality or whatever the problem is into success, into progress, into getting better, not bitter, getting better, being coachable. I'm telling you, you can become great. Ian and I used to we used to watch the show Bar Rescue all the time. We were obsessed with it. We're like, one day, dude, we're going to go into these dealerships. We're going to change their finance department. We're going to change this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Dude, we talked about it all the time. This was 8-9 years ago. We just thought it was normal conversation. We didn't think that we would actually physically be doing that. And that's what we do now. We go to businesses and we help them scale. We figure out their systems and processes that are broken. And like, those were just basic little conversations that wasn't on a vision board or written down, but we would always think about it. I have stuff in the morning. I'm in the shower and I'm like thinking, well, what if this happens? And like, my brain is always moving. Like it's hard to shut it down. Like the only time I shut it down is when I'm working out or I'm meditating. Otherwise, this sucker is always on. Now, I've trained it to think positive and what's possible. I haven't trained it to think about, like, this is stupid. Why are you thinking about this? No, this is real. This is going to happen. I'm going to live it. Thanks, Isaac. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the compliment. We love you, buddy. I know for a fact you're meant for greatness. I know for a fact you're in the right place. God's got big, big plans for you, my man. Huge plans.
Hey, thank you so much. I'm about to go to school and get off of here. You guys have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, man. I'm going to do one more
too,
question, man. Mike McNamara. I'm going to do one more. Sorry, guys. We got to go. Mike McNamara. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, man?
What's up, bud?
So I do online fitness and nutrition coaching. I was a nurse for 15 years. I have the utmost confidence in my product. I could change anybody's life, fitness and nutrition wise. I've lost it and gotten it back so many times. I can do it for anybody. I just started on social media, but I'm not selling. I came from the Wes Watson program.
Okay.
I moved over to you guys because he showed me how to set up a business, but beyond that, it doesn't go further. I need to learn how to sell and how to grow.
Sure.
And that's why I came to you guys.
Where are you at, Mike?
I love it, Mike. We're one of the guys. Where are you at?
I'm in South Florida.
And
in
is your
Boynton Beach.
program digital?
Yeah, I deliver through Trainerize, so I could develop a custom program and nutrition plan.
Okay, so drop your Instagram in the chat. That way, if anybody needs some fitness help or you want to connect with him, he's in South Florida. And Mike, is your question on how you get better at sales, or are you just kind of mentioning that? Or is there a tactical question I could help?
How do I grow on social media? Is it just time, or is there a strategic?
Mike, it's very hard. And here's how you do it. You just stay consistent. You know the gym, bro. Like if you could take your mentality of knowing long-term success, which means like you understand if a guy comes into your program, you're going to tell him one thing. You're going to tell him this. You're going to say, hey, listen, Mike, you want to be one of my trusted clients? Mike, I want you to be one of my trusted clients, by the way. Mike, you know what a trusted client is? And you can use this as a close too, Mike. Mike, you know what a trusted client is? A trusted client, Mike, is this. If I tell you to eat something, if I tell you to work out a certain way, you're going to do it. But if you don't do it and you're at home sneaking ding dongs and cookies and then coming in here and telling me that you're doing it and you're not understanding the consistency and discipline it's going to take to get your dreams, then I'm going to be playing mental fitness trying to figure out why my program doesn't work for you. Do you understand that, Mike? So, Mike,
yes.
I don't want everybody in my program because some people aren't as committed as they say. They're interested in the abs, they're interested in the biceps, but they don't want to do the work. Mike, will you do the work?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, Mike, you understand fitness, so I'm going to transfer that into social media. If you take our social media course and you get consistent and you post every single day, first you post once a day. You post once a day till the algorithm starts to feed your stuff. One reel a day. Like we can talk about, let's just talk about Instagram for a second. If you got massively consistent, just like you do in the gym, just like you're relentless, just like you tell people to do for you, if you did that on YouTube, whatever platform you want, you would start to see the payoff, just like you see when you get a better freaking bicep, something like that. You get all fired up and you go even crazier. The problem is you're not getting consistent. You're not seeing the wins. So it demotivates you sometimes, just like it does all of you guys. The fact is you just got to get more consistent. You have to be a trusted client of ours. You have to do the work. We have a $5.99 branding and marketing and social course. And here's what I'll tell you. Whoever takes it, I'll personally give them a branding and marketing little freaking tutorial on how to use it. And I'll give you a bulletproof game plan on your social media. If you want to take action now, 720-202-9765. Text me, branding and marketing. And when I'm off the call, without my next call, I'll give you a little tutorial on how you can work your branding and marketing. Okay, but Mike, it's all about consistency. Mike, you have to give more value than you ever could imagine. Do not hold anything back. Give away your tips.
I post every day. I've never missed a day since I started.
Okay.
I pay an editor $2,200 a month to make my videos, 100% awesome content.
Okay, here's a couple of tips in the fitness space. Mike, do these two things. Give a couple of recipe tips of people if they were out eating at, say, Carrabba's or Chili's or McDonald's, and they were out eating and they still wanted to eat and they still wanted to eat healthy. Why don't you be at a menu, at a drive-through menu, and give a couple of breakdown tips on how people that are busy lives could still eat healthy. Give expert tips on exact form, what it looks like to work out and to get the results. Give exact expert tips from those points of view. Give recipes. Actually show how you cook something and put it in. People will save those reels. They will save them. They will send them to friends. Those are the ones that go viral. It's not as much the mindset tips and everything with those. It's actually those types of tips. I work with fitness coaching companies all around the planet. We take them viral. Those are the 3 best ways you can get people to save it and send it. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
I
Yep.
love social media. I'll attack it with whoever wants to freaking learn. And I'll give you a specific tip for your business. Guys, I freaking love you guys. Take a picture, share it on social, tag me. Had to get the bicep in there, man. I've been working hard on that sucker, man. I'm telling you guys. Hey, I love you guys. Go out and kill it. Hey, remember what we talked about today. Remember what we talked about. The mindset. I'm a peer. I don't need this. I bring value. They need me. I help my buyers. I deserve success. Rejection is part of success. Go for it. No is okay. Like, remember these things. I know my why. Get clear on it. Know exactly what I talked about. Go back and watch the call if you're a true 1%er. Take notes. Go execute. Highlight something right now that helped you learn and grow. And share this with some friends. Get some friends on the next call. Thank you, guys.